Alright, welcome again in another tutorial of the topic differentiation. In this tutorial, we're going to see the concept of higher derivative. Let's say you have a function y is equal to f of x. Okay, so if I derive this function, I get the differential coefficient dy dx. Okay, this differential coefficient is also a function of x. Okay, so this one is what we call the differential coefficient. Or we also call it derivative. Okay, so now this differential coefficient is also a function of x. So I can also differentiate now the differential coefficient. So I will get what we call the second derivative. So this one is the second derivative, our second differential coefficient. So this one is the second derivative. So now this second derivative, look, it's also a function of x. So I can derive it again. Okay? And the differential coefficient I get by deriving the second derivative is what we call the third derivative, or the third differential coefficient. So this can go on until I get a constant. It can go on as many times as possible, okay? It can go on as many times as possible. I don't know up to what. Let's say n. Okay, this now is called the nth derivative. Kama ni nth, kwa hiyo nth derivative manake nini? Manake kama ninge derive the third derivative, ningepata the fourth derivative. Ninge derive the fourth derivative, ningepata the fifth derivative. Kwa hiyo mchezo unaendelea we hivyo. Sasa kuanzia hapa second derivative na kuendelea paka hiyo nth ndo tunaziita nini? Tunaziita higher derivative. So this is the concept I want to introduce in this tutorial. So let's check out this example. This example, it says, this example just says that, I call this example 1. It just says find okay, and so this one is a second derivative. Ukiona hiyo ni alama ya second derivative, wakati hii ni alama ya third derivative of y is equal to x power 10. So ili kupata second derivative kwanza lazima nipate derivative yenyewe. Okay, dy dx. So from y equals to x power 10, okay, tushasoma sana kuderive vitu vyepesi kama hivi. It's just 10x power 9. So now the second derivative now hii hapa is just the derivative of the derivative. Okay, so it's just d ya nani ya 10x power 9. So nikiderive 10x power 9 napata nini? Okay, 10 is constant, it goes away. Kwa hiyo ni x power 9. Kwa hiyo napata nini? Napata 10 times 9x power 8. So my second derivative now is just what? Is just 90x power 8. Sasa huyu derivative alama yake nyingine tulisema ni hii, can remember? Kwa hiyo na huyu alama yake nyingine ni hii. Kwa hiyo unaweza kaandika pia in this form. So this one is the second derivative, 90x power 8. So I can also find now the third derivative of that one. So the third derivative now, this one, is just the derivative of the what? Of the second derivative. So the second derivative ni nini? Ni 90x power 8. So I can just get the 90 as a constant out. So I just remain as x power 8. So this one is just going to be 90 times 8x power 7. So my third derivative now is what? Is 720x power 7. So this one is the third derivative, okay? Now let's see another example, okay? Yeah, hizi higher derivative. I call this now example 2. So example 2, it says find, again we have the second derivative and the third derivative. So it says find these two of y is just equal to cos of 2x. So in order to find the second derivative, I must first find the derivative itself. So from y is equal to cos of 2x, I need to find dy dx. So I'm only gonna I'm gonna use a chain rule, okay? I'm gonna let u is equal to 2x, and so y is just equal to cos of u. So I mean, my dy dx now, by chain rule, is just gonna be equal to dy du times du dx. So this one is a chain rule. So from y equals to cos u, I can easily get my dy du. It's just going to be equal to negative sine of u. And then from u equals to 2x, I can easily get du dx. It's just going to be equal to 2. So I mean my dy dx now is just going to be equal to 2. Okay, it's just going to be equal to 2. I mean to negative sine of u times 2. So it's just negative 2 sine u. But what is u? U is 2x. So my dy dx is just equal to negative 2 sine of what? 2x. So this one is my dy dx. But nimeambiwa nitafute second derivative na third derivative. So ili kupata second derivative, I have to differentiate this one, okay? So negative 2 sine 2x. So nimepata dy dx is equal to negative 2 sine 2x. So I'm looking for this one. Itakuwa sasa na ngapi? Now, remember I said kuna video moja hivi inaitwa differential coefficient of sin x and cos x, ambapo nilifanya by first principle niliprove kwamba ukiderive sin nx, okay, ukiderive huyu dy dx is equal to n cos nx. You can see that one, okay? So lazima kila saa nitaabike kwa kufanya chain rule, okay? Alafu nikasema kwenye y ikiwa sawa na cos nx, dy dx itakuwa sawa na negative sin n sin nx hivi. So angalia ile video inaitwa differential coefficient of sin x and cos x 2. Nimeprove hii kitu by first principle, okay? So hapa sasa manake hii sasa huyu, okay, atakuwa ni sawa na udifferentiate nani? Dy dx. So this one now will just be, I differentiate what now? Dy dx ndo huyo negative 2 sine 2x. So negative 2 is a constant, kwa naitoa nje, so it's just be negative 2 d dx, huku ndani nabaki na sine 2x. So nikidifferentiate sin 2x napata nini? N. Nikidifferentiate sin nx napata n cos nx. Kwa nikidifferentiate huyo, it means this one now is just gonna be negative 2. Nikidifferentiate sin 2x napata 2 cos 2x. So the second derivative now is just gonna be equal to negative 4 cos 2x. So this one is the second derivative. So I'm gonna look now for the third derivative. It means I have to differentiate the second derivative. So nimepata kwamba the second derivative is equal to negative 4 cos of 2x. Okay? So I mean I have to differentiate this to get the third derivative. So to get the third derivative, I have to differentiate the second derivative. So, but the second derivative is just negative 4 cos of 2x. So this one, naweza nikatoa nje tu negative 4 because it's a constant. Nikabaki na hiyo function hapo. So I said we can differentiate cos nx, unapata negative n sin nx. So it means this third derivative now is equal to negative 4. So hapa napata negative n, now is negative 2 sine of 2x. So negative 4 is just going to be equal to 8 sine 2x. So this one is the third derivative. So this one is the third derivative. This one is the second derivative. Of what? Of y equals to cos of 2x. So let's see another example now. Call this example 3. Kwenye hii concept ya higher derivative. I call this one example 3. So example 3, it says that evaluate like this of what? Of 1 plus 4x plus x squared sine x times sine x. Yani ni 1 plus 4x times plus x squared mabano zidisha kwa sine x. So hiyo it just means na differentiate hii kitu mara mbili. So it means itabidi ni differentiate kwanza mara ya kwanza. Okay, nipate jibu then ndo ni differentiate kwa mara ya pili. Like this. So nikidifferentiate kwa mara ya kwanza, I'll just have to use the product rule, okay? Remember for y equals to uv, if I differentiate this one, it's just u dv plus v du. Kwa naeka u, so this is my u, this is my v. So nitaweka u kwanza, and then nita differentiate v. So nikidifferentiate v becomes cos x. And then nitaweka v constant, nitaweka v bila kudifferentiate, then differentiate u. Nita differentiate u now. So hii ukidifferentiate just becomes 0. Hapa ni 0, hapa ni 4, hapa ni 2x. Cos sin x ndo sija differentiate now. So that's what I get. And then now I have to differentiate this one now. So I have to differentiate, this one is 1 plus 4x plus x squared. What do we have? We have cos of x plus we have 4 plus 2x sin x. So now I differentiate this one. So I have to use product rule here and product rule here. Kwa sababu kote ni a product of two polynomial functions. So hapa, I'm going to keep this one. So I'm going to keep this one, the constant. It's going to be 1 plus 4x plus x squared. Then I'm going to differentiate cos x becomes negative sin x. Plus, I differentiate this one now. It's just going to become 4 plus 2x. Differentiate cos x, half cos x naiacha kama ilivyo, okay? Then I add now. Nakuja hapa sasa. Hii ni product rule kwa hapa, okay? Product rule kwa hapa. Kwa hiyo huu namwacha kama alivyo. Na differentiate sin x anakuwa cos x. For the second time sasa na differentiate huyu sasa. It means kwa 0, 2. It becomes 2 cos x. Hapa, yeah, 2. And then hapa inabaki hiyo sin x kwa sababu I have not differentiated it. So what do I get now? Naweza nikatoa nje sin x. So I get 2. So this negative inakuja hapa inakuwa minus 1 minus 4x minus x squared. Plus, so you can see huu na huu yanafanana. So it's just 2 times 4 plus 2x times cos x. So what's my final answer? My final answer is just going to be 1 minus 4x minus x squared sin x plus, this one is just going to be 8 plus 4x cos x. So this one now is the second derivative ya ile function tulioanza nayo. So this is our answer. So you can solve more examples za higher derivative huko mwenyewe. Let me just say, see you in the next tutorial.